Hello, Steve 89. Please stop. Just stop. Um, I think some people are aware of the fact there's a problem with the Amityville franchise in that the Amityville Horror, that title, was like a copyrightable, product basically. But the actual term Amityville, like the name of the town, can't be copyrighted, which means people are just throwing it into any old film and selling it as an Amityville film, even though most of them have nothing to do with Amityville at all, and haven't even attempted to script anything into the stories to link them to Amityville. Some of them are just stories, and they've just put the name on after they filmed it. And now there is one guy though who does actually write the films to be Amityville films, but he is his name is Mark Polonia, and he just needs to stop. He did Amityville Exorcism and a whole trilogy of really bad Amityville films, and I think he's done more now, but he's working on another one. This one's called Amityville in Space. I'm not joking. He's a priest who has been trying to rid the world of Amityville for several films, as I mentioned, and in this film he does an exorcism so powerful he actually sends the house into space. So it's ending up going through a black hole and popping up on the other side of the galaxy or something, and is encountered by aliens. So it's aliens versus demons in the Amityville house in space. So it's just bad. It's just another level bad, and obviously I'm pretty sure this guy knows what he's doing is bad, and he's just doing the best bad he can on the budget he has. But they're unwatchable, because I've kept a couple of the Amityville films because they are okay films in their own right, and some of them do have mild sort of little attempts to actually link it to the rest of the franchise. But these are just awful, and I don't understand how they keep getting made. Who's the company that's making them? I know it's at the start of the preview. I think it's Wild something. Wild Eye. Wild Eye Releasing. They keep releasing these films, and as long as they do, he won't stop. So, it's just bad. And it's just really hurting the franchise as a whole, because it's very hard to market something when people see things like this and think that's actually part of the franchise, and think that's what an Amityville film is, because who would go and pay to see an Amityville film after you've seen something like this? And you think that's, part of the franchise. So a bit worried overall. They were talking about doing a sequel, I think, to one of the Amityville films, because they did two. They did the remake, and they did another one which seemed to be a fresh start, which was a meta film where they actually talked about the Amityville films and the Amityville legend within the film, where they had the real Amityville house events and so forth. So I think they were talking about doing one, but then it got caught up in a certain Weinstein debacle, and when certain businesses were being cancelled along with the producer. I think it was the producer or the owner or whatever, but yeah, unfortunately it was being distributed by one of his companies, so it didn't really get distributed. It got a tiny release in a couple of theatres, made a couple of $1,000, and then went straight to DVD, when it was a proper film produced for feature reaction release. It was supposed to get a proper release, and didn't. It got delayed from, I think, 2014 to 2017, or maybe it was made in 2014. It was supposed to be released in 2015 and 16 and 17, and just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and then it pretty much just had a very probably just to fulfill contracts, would actually got a theatrical release, for a couple of weeks somewhere in one little theatre somewhere, and then it went straight to DVD and Blu-ray, which is where I saw it. And there's copies online and that, but it's a pity, because it was made to go into the theatres, and it was a good film, and I could see a sequel to it, or I could see them continuing that series. But who's going to do that when you've got all these other films that are clogging up the fans? I don't know. Who's going to take it seriously after this? I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Does anyone actually like these films? Like the really bad ones, the deliberately bad ones? Because some are trying to be decent horror films and just using Amityville to try and get a bigger release. And so long as they write it in, I'm not that bothered, so long as they actually try and link it. But when they just slap the name on something and then try and sell it, that's just not fair to the audience. And when people do just really bad films deliberately, because they can. I don't understand why this guy, he's made 4 or 5 Amityville films now, and they're getting really ridiculous and really awful. And I just want it to stop. I just want proper Amityville films, even if I have to wait a few years between them. That's what I want. I'm gonna go. Thanks. Bye.